Another good one here, Silsbee taking on Nederland.
Yeah, and the Dogs, they pulled out a big win in week one, 6-3 over Lumberton in overtime. Silsbee, a big win last week.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, Silsbee was a big favorite, 16-point favorite over the Dogs coming into tonight. Could that hold up, or would Nederland finally get that offense rolling? We know that it's there. It just takes a little bit of time to gel. Can they go steal one on the road?
We're going to find out. And it's funny how we always talk about how Silsbee is. They're always saying that they're not going to be as good as they end up turning out. And I mean, this was another good one. Early action here. Okay, let's take a look at this kickoff though, because I think through the hands, you got to hold on to the football. You can't start the game by muffing the opening kickoff.
Teams.
That ends to a touchdown for Silsbee. Just Caleb Johnson, who looks a lot like Vince Young. This guy was all over the place tonight. This time he finds Cedric Jones on the outside. He gets all the way to the house. That makes points on the board for Silsbee. Then we got Jaden Ned for Nederland. He's going to run the football right here, taking it around the outside. Oh, look at the stiff arm right there. Get off of me. Gets out of bounds. This is the last play of the second quarter. Lance Rich going for the field goal. It hits off the helmet. Cedric Jones tries to pick it up for Silsbee. They can't get the ball. Everybody tackles him. All chaos everywhere. But the final in this one, though, Silsbee getting the W, 27-13 over Nederland, and they're undefeated again.
Yeah, how about that? Silsbee playing some really, really good football right now.
Cameron Burchett joins us live tonight with some post-game reaction. And Cam, I do want to hear more about the field goal off the helmet as well.
Honestly, you've heard about the shot heard around the world, and that was basically the same thing. You heard oohs and ahs from both sides of the field, if I'm being completely honest. It was, as you described it, chaos was exactly this whole entire game. It was crazy from the beginning right up until the end of it, where again Silsbee defeated Nederland 27-13. And again at halftime we were looking at 14-7. And guys, like I said, it was chaotic, kind of like exactly what you just said on both sides of the field from both Nederland and Silsbee. Both teams really came to play tonight, but only one went home 3-0, and that was Silsbee. So let's talk a little bit of ball. In the second half there, you have quarterback Caleb Johnson. He told me after the game last week that against LCM they had 7 turnovers, and in this game they had none, zilch, 0. He credited their special teams and their D-line for how well they kept up with Nederland. Now again in the second half, Nederland managed to get by with an extra touchdown there, but also in the second half Silsbee stepped up and added salt into the wound, rounding out this game to 27-13, advancing the Tigers again to 3-0. And after the game, I spoke to Silsbee's head coach, Randy Smith. He says Nederland was extremely physical and that they were admittedly nervous about Nederland's defense, especially after they defeated West Orange Stark last week. He also credited his special teams and again, also quarterback Caleb Johnson as just part of their success in tonight's game, where again, now that they are 3-0, Silsbee is going to take on Westbrook next week with Coach Langston over there. And he says again, that's Coach Randy Smith saying that he's looking forward to playing them and he's getting his boys ready, and they're just taking it day by day and game by game as they can. And as for Nederland, it is their bye week next week, so it's going to be a little quiet from the Bulldogs until the 26th, whenever they go ahead and play Splendora in a away game. But again, here at Tiger Stadium, the dust has settled and the Silsbee Tigers are going home with 3-0, and after they handed Nederland their first loss of the season, making that just another good game of football here in Southeast Texas, honestly. And just as you said it, Brandon, chaotic. Go ahead and send it right back to you, Cameron Burchett, for 409 Sports Blitz.
Thanks, Cam. Some good stuff right there. Just like you said, undefeated Silsbee going to see undefeated Westbrook.
That's going to be a good matchup. Some talent. Westbrook, obviously, we've known them the last couple of years. They were not as good as they are now, and this is the team that people have been talking about, and they have been waiting for their moment. Westbrook has been playing very, very well. We saw they got the win. That's going to be a really good clash. The Bulldogs, they have a bye week, kind of rest the bumps and bruises, and then, hey, we'll get back to work against Splendora, which they should take care of Splendora.
Yeah, some good stuff.